Are you a full-time creative and want to make content like this? Well, I'm Kevin, and I'm a full-time photographer and creative. And I have a podcast where I answer your questions and bring on sick guests. Check out the Casually Creative Podcast. New episodes drop every Monday on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Yo, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of the Casually Creative Podcast. As you can see, we got video now. I don't know if I'll be able to get this on Spotify or not, but we do have video. If not, I'll put it up on YouTube or I'll just use it for Instagram content or something like that. But if you're watching this on video, yo, what's up? Today, we're going to be talking about, as you can tell by the title, 5 tips for beginner creatives. Now, most of this is geared towards photographers and videographers like myself, but I think there's something that we can all kind of take away from this. If you're in the creative field and you're not a photographer, videographer, you're something else, right? So without too much talking and all that type of stuff, let's just go ahead and get straight into it, okay? Tip number 1 is don't start charging out like right away, okay? When I first got into it, I obviously wanted to get into photography and videography because I thought it was cool. Like I didn't want to do it just for the money at first, but I started it and I really liked doing it. And then I got too focused on the business side of it and making money. Let me tell you a quick story. So when I first started, I was basically working with like a bunch of trainers. If you're from Greenville area, you might have heard of like Your Next Training. And I did like, he would pay me $20 to come out and just film and make videos. And what I thought he wanted me to do is film the whole training session and then make like a hype video training session. But what he actually wanted to do was he wanted just like the raw clips of it. And I just hated that because I would go there and I wanted to be creative and do all these things, but he just wanted the raw clips of it. So after a while, I was kind of like, I did it for like a month or two and I just got tired of it because at the time I didn't have a computer, so I would have to download the clips into my phone through like a, what are they called? Like a SD to Lightning thing, download them to my camera roll. Actually, I don't even think I would do that. I think I would use like the Canon like app and it would take like hours and it would be, God, it was terrible. And then once I got my actual camera, it was like a Nikon and that took even longer. So, cause they were bigger files, but anyways, point is like, I started doing that and I did it just for the money and I got like seriously burnt out. And that was like, not seriously burnt out, but that was like 3-4 months into my, like me starting photography and videography. And once I got to that point, I just got tired of it and I didn't film anything for like 2 months. Like I still enjoyed doing it and I still had ideas of what I wanted to do, but like I just didn't shoot anything for 2 months because I just got tired of doing like really boring stuff. And even though I was making money, I just didn't feel creatively fulfilled. So that's tip number 1 is just like, and that kind of ties into the next one is don't charge out right out the gate. And tip number 2, do this because you love the art. Don't do it because you want to get famous on Instagram or you want to get clout or get followers or become famous or whatever it is. Do it because you think what you're doing is cool and you love doing it and you love the art of it. A lot of people, especially in the sports photography world, they don't see sports photography and sometimes even like regular photography now, people don't see that as like it's art. Just like a movie is art, just like a song is art or painting or drawing or whatever it is. What we do, anything creative is considered art to me. So do it because you love the art. There's so many people that I see, especially in the Greenville area that, well, not necessarily, especially in the Greenville area, but overall, I see a lot of people that just, I don't know for sure, but I feel like they're doing it just so they can gain followers and not like doing it because they love what they're doing. So that's also something that I would recommend just because, especially with the rise of like TikTok and like all this, like you can post one video on TikTok and can like just blow up. So I feel like people see that and they kind of like gravitate towards that. It's like, oh, I can do this. And if I become a cameraman and I post a sick dunk or something, then I can get TikTok famous and I can get some money from it and do this all stuff. So again, just do it because you love the art, because you love what you do, because you actually enjoy taking pictures and taking video. So number 1 and 2, don't charge right out the gate, and do this because you love the art, kind of tied together into one. But I'll just go ahead and tip number 3 is find people that you look up to, but also don't compare yourself to those people. I think it's very important to find people on Instagram or in real life that you look up to their work and you're inspired by their work. But also at the same time, I don't think you want to be inspired by their work, but you don't want to, if you're not there yet, you don't want to compare yourself to them and then make yourself feel discouraged. I can go ahead and name just like a couple that I have written down here. Mitchell Neeb, who does a lot of hunting and all that type of stuff, like hunting videos and photos. Danny Gavertz, a lot of y'all might know him. He has a YouTube channel. He does short films. Eric Floberg, all his wedding stuff. Teddy Guillard, I believe he used to shoot for Clemson, and now he does kind of freelance work, but I really like his work. Roxy Moore, I think that's how you say her name, Moore. She shoots for Bethel, and I actually saw her at a Bethel concert when they came to Greenville, South Carolina. Saw her, didn't actually like introduce myself or anything, but I saw her, looked up like Bethel photographers, and then I saw it was her, and I saw her work, and I was like, damn, like she's good. So I really like her stuff. Kobe Grandstaff, who's my boy. Josh 2. A lot of y'all, if you're a sports photographer, you know Josh 2. He shoots for North Carolina, and his work is amazing. Kevin, how do you say his name? Sabatus. What does he do? Yeah, he shoots for the NFL. Anyone on the NFL Focus Instagram account is amazing. I definitely recommend, if you're a sports photographer, go follow the NFL Focus Instagram account. They just post like all the best photos from each week, each game. It's an amazing page. Also, 40-Second Witness. I'm a huge Cowboys fan, and he's been their team photographer for a hot minute. So I really enjoy his work and his content. I just saw him, not just saw him, but I saw that he posted or shot photos at Jason Witten. I'm tripping. Jason Witten, who's the former Cowboys tight end. He's now coaching at a Texas high school, and he went and shot Texas high school football. And like just the photos he got out of that was like, I know I shoot high school football, but we just have different styles. His is more like a, what's the word? Photojournalistic style, to where it really like tells a story of the game, and you're not just there taking photos of the players. He tells the story of the game through his photos, which is just amazing. So I'm really inspired by all of those people. But back to my point is, find people you look up to. It really will end up pushing you as a photographer. There are people that, I see all these people's photos and their videos and all this stuff. And it makes me want to continue to work harder to be able to not necessarily create these same exact photos that they create, but I get pieces of their work and it inspires me, and then I put my spin on it, and it just, it creatively fulfills me. And it, inspires me to get better at what I'm doing. So again, find people you look up to, but don't compare yourself. That's another big thing to that point is, again, don't think that you're going to become exactly like the people that you look up to so quick. Because if you do that, if you do think that, then you'll become very discouraged very quickly. So it's going to take time. It's going to take time to get good. Also, kind of ties into that, enjoy other pieces of art. There are so many other pieces of art, especially music and other movies, that like just inspire me to create work. Music especially. I have some artists written down, and their music and their music videos, and I'll listen to some of their like interviews and stuff like that. Just the way they talk and everything encompassing them is just super inspiring to me. So Giveon, J. Cole, Joseph Solomon, her, SZA, and John Mayer. And there are probably some other people that I just can't remember. But I actually have a playlist on my phone, on my Spotify, and it's basically just like songs that I want in my movies. So some of the songs that I'll listen to or movies that I'll watch, I'll be like, if it's a movie and I see a shot that I want to do, like especially I'm a huge Breaking Bad fan. So Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, and El Camino, they're all like a trilogy, I guess you would call it. But I see some of the shots in those shows and movies, and I'll kind of want to create some of those shots, or just the style of like how it was shot, whether it's like on a tripod or like a specific moving shot. I want to create that in my work, and especially in music. Like I could not live without music. So whether it's the music video, like I want to create a music video like that one day, or just like the feelings that a song like invokes makes me want to make a specific video. I've been wanting to make I made a Love and Football, like a love story short already, but I want to make like an actual like narrative with like people talking and all that type of stuff, like a actual short film, because I've listened to so many like songs by John Mayer, SZA, Her, Joseph Solomon, and Giveon. Those are like the everyone but J. Cole. J. Cole, also his documentary is really inspiring too. That kind of inspired the whole Wellborn documentary, if you haven't seen that. But anyways, back to my point. All those people, all those songs and all the people I listen to, they really inspire me to want to create something. So I think it's really important to enjoy other pieces of art, even if it's not movies or music. Find other pieces of art, because that will inspire you and it will drive you to, want to create something based off like that piece. It makes you feel something. And eventually that will, how do I say this? It'll make if you make something, how do I say this? This is really difficult for me to articulate. So if I see a piece of art and it makes me feel some type of way, I'm going to put that same feeling into that piece of art that I'm creating, and eventually it's going to touch people the way it touched me. Hopefully, that's the kind of goal with it. So again, enjoy other pieces of art. It will make your art better, and it will, just touch people in a different way that if you're not in tune with other pieces of art, that, it wouldn't. You get what I'm saying? I can't really articulate it, but here we go. Last one. Dang, this is a quick video. How long have we been recording? I don't even know. But look, number 5 is know your camera, know your settings, and also to go along with that is work with what you have. My friend Rob, who I work with at the church, is very big on that, is working with the equipment that you have and not feeling like you need to have the next best thing to, go record something and make something great. Now, I had my D5600, my Nikon, for about 2 years. I still have it, but I don't use it like ever. It's just sitting on a shelf. But I had that for 2 years, and there were times that I really wanted to upgrade to a Canon or a Sony or a D750 Nikon. But I ended up just sticking with it and getting the most out of that camera until I felt like I needed to upgrade. So know your camera, know what it can do, know what it can't do, know what settings to use in certain situations, and know if your camera can handle it. I knew on my Nikon that anything, even above 6400 ISO, I'm not afraid of ISO, by the way. So I would push that thing up to 6400 ISO, which it would look rough. But I would try not to go over 5,000 on that camera, just because I knew from using it, and I knew from taking photos, messing up, that if I went above 5,000, 6,400 max, that it was going to look rough, especially with sports and indoors and gym lighting and all that stuff. So you learn all this stuff, and you learn your camera through trial and error. You're not just going to go out there and everything's not going to be perfect. You're going to screw up. You're going to have to learn your camera by messing up. That's how everyone learns, and that's the best way to learn, in my opinion. I can't tell you how many times I was in the wrong focus mode and missed a shot in a basketball game or whatever it was. Like, knowing your focus modes, knowing exposure, knowing all this stuff. So just knowing the basics and getting out and shooting. And I feel like that's the most important thing that you hear all the time people talk about, but that's the most important thing, I think, is you're going to have to learn these things yourself. There's only so much that YouTube and other people can teach you and tell you. Eventually, you're going to have to go out there and do it yourself. And that's how you're going to learn the best, again, is just by going out and doing that stuff. And kind of part 2 to that is don't worry about your gear. For there's a little bit, and still to this point, to some extent, there's still times where I'll think like, oh, I need this piece of gear to be able to shoot this the way I wanted to shoot it, or for it to be good, I need this piece of gear. But I've kind of found more recently that that's not necessarily true. I went and did a wedding in, first wedding I did this year was in August, September or something. And I usually get like a gimbal for all my weddings, but for this one I was like, you know what? I just don't want to like rent a gimbal because I don't own one. So I was like, I don't want to rent one. I'm just going to go handheld the whole wedding. And I made that wedding film, and that's probably the best wedding film I've made. And it was all handheld and shot on a tripod. So don't feel like you need the next best piece of gear to be able to go shoot something and make something cool. Now, that's really all I have for today. I hope all this helped you. If you have any more things that you want me to go over, please DM me or something on Instagram. You can do it on the Casually Creative Instagram, or you can do it on my personal Instagram at KD Either one is fine, but I want to be able to help y'all out. I don't want to just keep talking about my experiences. Like last week was my favorite shoots from 2022. And then the other one wasn't really, the state of high school media wasn't necessarily helping y'all. It was just kind of me ranting in a way. So again, I want to be able to help y'all and provide some value to y'all's lives. You feel what I'm saying? So again, just let me know if you want me to talk about something specific. I have some other ideas coming up, and looking to get some guests on soon. I'm doing a lot better. This is the first time. I only messed up once recording this. So, yeah, I appreciate y'all watching, man. Shout out to everyone who's watching. I've been looking at the numbers recently. They've been doing pretty well, not going to lie. So, again, I appreciate y'all, and I will catch y'all in the next episode. Thank y'all for listening to episode 3 of the Casually Creative Podcast. I'm Kevin, and I love you so much. Thank you, and goodbye.